When you look at any of the biggest servers, you'll quickly notice a recurring pattern in their shops. They have something called crates and crate keys. These keys are used to play lotteries inside of the game that have a chance to give you extremely overpowered items or more money than anyone else. Almost like a casino with extremely similar tactics that are made to get you addicted and turn a profit. Theoretically speaking, under Mojang's own rules, this should be completely forbidden as it's clearly gambling even by Sweden's own definitions of gambling. But it turns out that there's a separate list of hidden terms, just like in the gun case, that allows gambling to take place, which has led to thousands of children getting gambling addictions. I spoke to them.
I was around 8 years old when I first started gambling on Minecraft servers at 14. I wanted the overpowered armor. It was about feeling cool and getting strong. Give me a chance to win an item that you just couldn't get. When I'd win, everybody gave me attention. It was like this rush took over every time I opened a crate. I felt on top of the world winning those. The thrill faded fast and I just wanted it to happen again. Hold on me like a habit I just couldn't break. They always left me wanting more. It just went downhill from there. I got my dad's credit card and spent it on pocket money I'd had, hoping I stole my mom's credit card to buy a crate. I lost everything. Thinking back, I hated it. Left me feeling sad and couldn't break the cycle. Plunged me into a deep depression.
It's terrible. And they do this as a Swedish company, where our own government and gambling institutions have some of the strictest laws in the world related to gambling that completely bar anyone below 18 years old from playing, even going as far as to requiring bank ID authentication to play a scratch-off ticket. And Mojang just allows it. So now that I've shown you some of the illegal shit that Mojang has done, and trust me, there's so much more, like how they're currently forcing developers onto their own marketplace so they can charge extremely exorbitant fees for no reason while blocking off any kind of competition. As if that doesn't sound like some company that has recently been hit by billions in fines from Europe. It's time to move on to the lawsuit. Since Mojang has shown that they really don't give a shit about the law, a lawsuit is really the only way to get them to realize that your actions have consequences. How do you actually sue a billion-dollar corporation owned by an even bigger trillion-dollar corporation? It's quite easy actually. All you need to do is hire a lawyers are extremely expensive. So when you're legally broke to the point of having to live in an underground basement filled with radioactive gas, that's unfortunately not a joke, how are you supposed to finance justice? Remember when I said, here in Europe, we are supposed to have competent government? This is where that becomes important. When someone in the European Union has rights guaranteed by the Charter of Human Rights, like for example Article 38, consumer protection, if that person does not have enough money to seek out justice, according to Article 47, you should have the right to an effective remedy before a tribunal and a fair and public hearing where everyone shall have the possibility of being advised, defended, and represented. In other words, even if you're broke, according to the Charter of Human Rights, you are entitled to seek out justice. Every country in Europe needs to comply with this charter to be part of the European Union. And Sweden's way of doing this is through Rättshjälpsmyndigheten, the legal aid institution, which according to their own website provides remuneration of legal aid for up to 100 hours of work unless otherwise determined by the court. And after contacting hundreds of lawyers, I was told information that is hidden from the institution's website. The first one is that when a lawyer has to work with a client that has legal aid, they are forced to reduce their hourly rates to a rättshjälpstaxa, which is often less than 40% of what they usually charge an hour. This basically means that the overwhelming majority of lawyers I contacted simply refused to take the case, and that the ones that were willing to do so were extremely inexperienced. And that's not exactly a fair and effective remedy, is it? And the second biggest problem is that this case is so complex that it would way overshoot the 100 hours that were mentioned on the website. But wait a minute, doesn't it also say unless otherwise determined by a court? It turns out that after talking to employees that work at the legal aid institution, on top of them having a ton of spelling mistakes and writing like cavemen, like seriously, how do you write like this and are employed at the government? They admitted that the 100-hour limit is basically fixed, and that the ones that were willing to do so